What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back at you with, unfortunately, another rant video. This is my second one I've done on the channel. I just kind of do this whenever I have a lot to say about the Angels. I'm obviously an Angels fan, as you can see by all my Angels stuff. I'm also a Vikings fan. Don't open that can of worms. That's another thing I might rant about during the football season. But for now, we got an Angels rant. The Angels just finished getting swept by the Texas Rangers, one of the worst teams in all of baseball. Not like the worst team in all of baseball, but a pretty bad team. A team that you should not be getting swept by if you consider yourself a playoff team. So, we're going to talk about, first of all, how they got swept. Second of all, how pissed off I am about it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it. But a lot of different things happened in this series. A lot of bad luck things. A lot of bad pitching performances. A few bad offensive performance. A few bad managing decisions by Joe Madden. So we'll get into all that in just a second. But if you like daily MLB content, I don't only post Angel stuff, but I do post a lot of Angel stuff, I'll be honest. Hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like on this video. Help it reach more baseball fans. And leave a comment down below if you're starting to panic about the Angels, or you think this is just a flash in the pan, a bad series, something that they can just wash out and then go ahead and sweep Oakland in the next series. Alright, so we're going to go through the series one by one real quick, just kind of go over the game and what happened, how we lost, what went wrong, and all that jazz. So anyways, Angels got off to a really hot start in the series, scoring 3 in the very first inning, and I thought this was going to be an easy sweep, at least take 2 of 3, take care of business in Texas. Ugliest stadium in all of baseball, by the way. Globe Life Field is disgusting. Can we just a short little tangent here? Can we talk about how ugly and boring this stadium is? Like, come on. Look at that. You're telling me they got rid of Globe Life Park for this? You're telling me they got rid of one of the best stadiums in all of baseball for this? Look at how pretty this stadium was. You're telling me you thought that was an upgrade? Come on, Arlington, get it together. That stadium's ugly. Anyways, that's beside the point. That's some other beef I have with this. But anyways, the Angels started off pretty hot. 3 runs in the first inning. Then they proceeded to give up 6. Syndergaard had his first really bad start of the year. He has had some starts where he struggled early on, but he usually is able to settle down and, go 5 or 6 innings in each start. This one was his first start where he just didn't have it, could not find the strike zone. When he did find the strike zone, they were hitting the ball hard. It was a tough game for him, but overall they looked okay. Just about everybody had at least 1 hit in this one. Taylor Ward still looking pretty hot. A lot of interesting things, though. A trend that started early on with this, as you can see, was the Angels hitting the ball really, really hard. So throughout the whole series, the Angels hit a lot of very hard hit balls. But the problem I had with these hard hit balls is the luck was just ridiculous. Look at this. Andrew Velazquez, 106 mile per hour ground out, 490 expected batting average. About a 50-50 shot. That's understandable. I don't expect every hard hit ball to be a base hit, but let's go on. Mike Trout, 111 mile per hour ground out. 111 miles per hour. That is insanely difficult. I don't care if it's hit right at you. That is an insanely difficult play to make. 450 expected batting average on that one. Did not get a hit on that, obviously. Next, we had Tyler Wade with 109 mile per hour force out, 300 expected batting average. Taylor Ward fly out 95 miles per hour off the bat. But you get the gist of it. This Brandon Marsh hit, 420 expected batting average, ended up being an out. Force out with a 300 expected batting average. A lot of these you can point to. Mike Trout, 107 mile per hour line out, 670 expected batting average. Just this trend just continues. We'll go through a lot of 106 mile per hour double play, for Christ's sakes. Look at just all of this just kind of pouring on. It was the most frustrating series, and I know I sound like a little bitch complaining about all this stuff, and I don't want to, but I do want to at the same time. This is why I'm not really panicking about this series. The Angels were hitting the cover off the ball throughout the whole series. Here's another one, 102 mile per hour ground out, followed by a 100 mile per hour line out, followed by a 94 mile per hour ground out, followed by a 95 mile per hour fly out. Just ridiculous stuff, and this continues throughout the whole series. This is game 2 here. You see Shohei Ohtani, 105 mile per hour line out. Honestly, Shohei Ohtani probably had the worst luck. Here's another one, 109 mile per hour line out, 668 expected batting average. This is a home run in some ballparks, and it didn't even end up being a hit for him in this one. Luis Renifo here with 105 mile per hour ground out. They were just getting so ridiculously unlucky in this series. There's just so many examples of hard hit baseballs that just didn't turn into anything. And it was just really frustrating to see. And then you had games like Game 2 was the most egregious example of this. They had a very big inning late in the game. I can't remember what inning. The 8th inning, bottom of the 8th inning. Just look at what happened here. Okay, so this is how the inning started. A 69 mile per hour pop fly to the third baseman. The third baseman was shifted so far over. Anthony Rendon was basically playing shortstop. He had to run all the way over. This .03 expected batting average pop-up turned into a leadoff double, which led to this Adolis Garcia ground ball to the second baseman, but because we were shifted again, this .08 expected batting average turned into an RBI single for Adolis Garcia. And that's how this inning started to come together. Then Ryan Tepera just kind of fell apart, started walking batters, this 111 mile per hour single by Nathaniel Lau. Then you had this 63 mile per hour single by Sam Huff. We just could not catch a break. Every single BABIP luck, like thing that you can't teach that kind of luck. You can't teach a flare to just fall in for a base hit every single time. But that's just what the Rangers were able to do this series, that the Angels really could not find a gap. They were tearing the cover off the ball. The Rangers were definitely tearing the cover off the ball at some points. So 108 miles per hour here, 111 miles per hour here. They were hitting well as well, but the Angels definitely had a lot of hard hit baseballs that could have resulted in some big time rallies, but just really couldn't get it done. Shohei Ohtani today, 108 mile per hour ground out here. And then you can see this, look at this, 108 miles per hour. Then you have Cole Calhoun, the very next batter for the Rangers, hits a home run with a lower exit velocity than Shohei Ohtani's ground out. So obviously there's a lot of factors that go into these things, but this is just one of those series where the Angels just couldn't really get anything done. There were some really bad umpire performances. Honestly, the first two games weren't too terrible, but this last game, man, was it C.V. Buckner behind the plate? Dude was awful. And I'll be honest, I think he kind of favored the Angels, but dude was just terrible the entire game. So a lot of missed ball calls, a lot of missed strike calls. He did have one major missed call that led to a run for the Rangers early on in the game. But, you got to score more runs. The Texas Rangers brand of baseball is score a lot of runs, give up a lot of runs. And that's what you got to do. You got to score 5 to 6 runs per game if you want to beat the Rangers. If you just look at their scores, yeah, just this month, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. 10 games so far this month where they've scored 7+, 10+, 11+. Just a lot of high-scoring games, and that's the route you got to do with these guys. Red Sox 7-1 victory. Red Sox 11-3 victory. They beat the Red Sox 7-1. They're going to score runs, they are, but they're also going to give up a lot of runs, and the Angels just weren't able to outscore them, and that's how you have to beat this team. Now, there were some really big key performers, and one of them I wanted to highlight, man. Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun, the former Angel himself. He absolutely... Just a little transition there. He absolutely owns us. Cole Calhoun is our father. Can we talk about this? Look at his lines against us. This does not factor in his performance today where he had a double, a home run, and I think he had a 3-hit game against us today. And heading into today, in 9 career games against us, he had hit 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. How many runs scored? 6 runs scored, 3 walks to only 8 strikeouts. Dude just tears the cover off the ball against the Angels. I don't know what kind of secrets he obtained while he was in Anaheim, but my God, he absolutely owns us. Jonah Heim's another one who absolutely owns us. They just have a lot of Angel killers in this lineup. Adolis Garcia is a big one. Corey Seager. I'm still scared of Marcus Semien. I know he's going to break out soon, so definitely a tough series. The most thing I'm disappointed with the Angels is the bullpen performance throughout this series. If you look at each game, you can see we blew a lead every single game. So the first game, I'll cut him some slack because it was kind of Noah Syndergaard's fault. He gave up the 6 runs. That's, that's on him. So that was a starting pitcher. It wasn't really a bullpen. The bullpen pitched pretty well in that first game. But here's game 2. Angels 3-1 lead at one point. Tie ball game 3-3. Another lead 4-1. Another lead 4-3 right here. And then you go up to let them score 7 in the 8th. I understand it was some unlucky stuff, which we already went over, but you really got to shut the door there, limit the damage, and they just weren't able to do that. And then, of course, in today's game, you had the early lead, then you took a 2-1 lead, then you let them crawl back in. 1 run in the 6th, 1 run in the 7th, 1 run in the 8th. We tied it in the 9th, which was nice. That Jared Walsh home run. Jared Walsh has the clutch gene. He is a monster. But, man, they just could not get it done in the 10th. Raisel Iglesias starting to struggle a little bit. I'm not too worried about Raisel Iglesias. If you look at his underlying metrics, they're all really good still. He's still in the top of the league on most statistical categories, underlying metrics-wise. Obviously, he's given up a lot of earned runs, so that ERA is starting to climb up a little bit. But overall, I'm not super worried about Raisel. I'm not worried about Loop, but I am worried about everybody else. Tepera worries me a little bit. Jimmy Herget, I don't think really belongs anywhere near a baseball diamond. Mike Myers, I don't think belongs on the roster right now. It's just a tough bullpen situation outside of guys like this. But look at Raisel's numbers. They're really, really good. Striking out a lot of guys, not walking a ton of them. He's getting a lot of people to chase. He's throwing hard. His spin rates are good. His whip percentage is good. I assume these exit velos stuffs are going to start going down pretty soon because of the 2 walk-off home runs he's allowed. But overall, he's still been pretty solid. I just think Joe Madden has had a little bit trouble with bullpen management as of late, so we'll see what happens. The Angels do have a big series coming up here in a couple of days. Well, not a couple of days. If you're watching this, it starts tomorrow. I might be having a watch party for it. I'm not 100% sure, but the next game will be at 9:38 against Oakland at home, and this is the kind of series where you really, really, really have to let the A's know who's boss. You have to show them who their daddy is. You gotta kick some ass here. This is a get right series. I want to see 3-0. Chase Silseth on the bump. He had a dominant start against the A's in his first career start. He's got some nasty stuff. Hopefully he can get us right here. Let's see what the other pitching matchups are before I get off. Lorenzen versus Montas, that's definitely going to be a tough game. If there's a game I would circle, it's that game. That's the one you got to score a lot of runs off Frankie Montas, and he's kind of owned the Angels in the past. Then you got Sandy versus TBD for the A's, so we'll have to see, but we really need a sweep of the A's right here. It's going to be a big series this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry the Angels suck. Hopefully they get better this week. But anyways, those are just my thoughts on the Angels series. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you agree with me, I'm not super disappointed. Like, as far as getting swept by the Rangers goes, this is about as positive as I could be after getting swept by the Rangers. It really wasn't as bad as it looked on paper, in my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter be super negative. I'm not really feeling that way yet about this Angels team, but there are some signs that are a little concerning. So I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more daily MLB content. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.